Hi
everyone, this is Whitney. I am going to do a quick video for you today on how to export your image from Photoshop for Facebook. Okay, so here's my image right here. I have a bunch of layers in all these folders here. So my image is pretty large. So it's way too large for Facebook, and Facebook will compress the heck out of it if I just save this off and upload it to Facebook. So I want to make my image efficient for Facebook. So Facebook has its own algorithms for compression. Now, Facebook gets something like 400 million images uploaded a day, and they have to serve all those images, so they have to save them. So, of course, they're not going to put your super high res image up there and serve it up. So, they're going to compress it. Your image will look best on Facebook if it's 720, 960, or 2048 pixels on the long side. That's because Facebook looks for these resolutions, and if it doesn't have those resolutions, it's going to try to make it as close as possible to that image size. So I always choose 2048 because it's the highest, and it's also because it's a power of 2, and computers work in powers of 2, so I guess that's how my mind works as well. Okay, so now let's do it. So if you go to, let's go to Facebook or Photoshop there, File, you are going to see we have Save, Save As Copy, and then way down here we have, way down here, we have Export as well. So what are these? Well, if you've also noticed in all of Photoshop's menus, they have divider lines. Well, you can see in the File menu, you've got these are methods to open, and these are methods to close and save, and these are what? These are all for sharing, right? And then, we're not going to talk about these. So yes, if you have been using save as copy, it can be fine, but you have to do a lot more work than if you just use their built-in menu items for sharing. And so that's what I do. I use export, and I use export for save for web. This is actually what you want, and it's going to do all of the work for you. So let's click that. Okay, and there is the save for web dialog. Now, what is great about this is it does all of the work for you if you have the right settings checked. So let's make sure we just have the right settings checked. Of course, we want a JPEG. 100% quality is fine. Don't worry about this. Maximum is fine. You always, always, always want this check mark checked, or this checkbox checked. Embed color profile. Okay, so embedding your color profile is part of your color management, and color management is a way larger class than what I'm going to cover here today. But what this does for you is it assures that your image will go to any other screen, any other device, the web, whatever, viewed on the web, and it will have the correct color profile for that. If this is not checked, then another person viewing your image on another monitor or on the web, that device is going to have to just guess at what you chose as a color profile. And honestly, most of the time it's wrong, because what it's going to choose is it's probably going to choose its default, which is generally sRGB. I'm not going to get into what sRGB is, but sRGB is one of the smaller color spaces that the web uses. So you also want this checked as well, which is convert to sRGB. So you want this check, convert to sRGB, and this checked, embed color profile. Basically what this does is it tells the other devices that your image is in sRGB, and it tells a couple other things. But this is what's important here. Convert, check. Embed, check. Now, like I said before, it's important that we want our longest side to be 2048. Doesn't matter what the other side is, it's going to automatically put that in for you. And if you have a landscape photo, then your width is going to be 2048. If you have a portrait photo, then your height is going to be 2048. I'm going to hit tab so it rethinks my photo here. You can see that it got smaller. Okay, so now my image went down a whole bunch in size. It's still pretty large, but that's okay. That's what I'm going to save. And then I'm going to say save. I'm going to click save. And I named this flashlight because I used a flashlight on it, and I'll just save it to my desktop. Usually what I do also is I add FB in there so I know it's saved for Facebook. And I'm going to go right in here and I'm going to say save. And there it is. And now we can go into, close that. We can go into my folder, and it opened up on my other desktop. And where is it? Flashlight, and here it is. And the size will be 2048 on the longest side, and it's all ready to upload to Facebook. So I hope that helped, and enjoy.